Hey, it's Danielle here with cryingmycheesecake.com and the coach behind Curated Nutrition with IMC. And I'm here to talk about carbs today. So much in our culture and so much and I include social media in that culture because it is part of our culture. But so much in culture and social media says that carbs are bad. And there are all these diets out there that tell us to stay away from carbs. Look how much weight you can lose with carbs and blah, blah, blah. But I want to talk about and get the truth out there, what carbs really are. Are there good carbs and bad carbs? Let's talk about that. First of all, to understand what a carb is, it is a neutral compound of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. They come in simple forms like sugars, normal. They also come in complex forms such as starches and fibers. Now, glucose is the basic form of a carbohydrate. The body breaks down most sugar and starches into glucose. I'm sure you've heard the term glucose before when it comes to A1C, glucose meters, the keto diet, diabetes, and more. So it's obvious that there is some scare out there about carbs because it can be detrimental to our health at some point. But let's talk about this. When we eat carbs, the body can convert them into glycogen, which is then stored in the liver and in the muscles for energy. For every gram of glycogen stored, you gain approximately 2.7 grams of water. We can find carbs in things like vegetables, fruits, bread, rice, pasta, potatoes, but also in the cookies and cakes and ice cream and yogurts and more fun foods, right? But I want you to know today that carbs support three things. First thing it supports is fiber. Fiber is the roughage or bulk of a plant that we do not absorb. It just helps get the bowels moving, and that's important. Usually fiber is not digested by the body. Instead, it just passes through whole in our digestive tract. We need fiber to help normalize bowel movements, lower cholesterol, control blood sugars, satiety, and overall gut health. The second thing that happens with carbs that carbs support is hormone and thyroid health. So if you're a woman with female reproductive organs, listen closely. You've got to get a hold of the resource by Laura Bryden. It's called the Period Repair Manual. I don't care what stage of life you're in. If you are a woman, you need this manual in your hands. Our periods should be symptomless and they should be painful or painless. I want you to have an experience, pain-free periods. Why? Because we have not been told in school or OBGYN offices and things that our periods should be symptomless and that they are report cards every month of how our bodies are actually doing. And I will talk about this with my clients. I will be discussing this with the clients, how to talk to their doctors, how to talk to other medical professionals about getting help and what they can do. But for now, if you are a woman, know that you need carbs and that the keto diet is not a great long-term solution, especially for your hormone health and other issues. The third thing that carbs support is your glycolytic exercise. Now, don't stop listening because everybody uses glycolytic energy. Typical workouts that you would see that use the glycolytic energy are things like CrossFit, Orange Theory, and spin classes. But still don't shut down listening because glycolytic energy can be seen in other ways too. Essentially, glycolysis is any exercise that you do that lasts 30 to 45 seconds with an active recovery or 4 to 12 reps with less than a minute of rest, okay? So maybe you're a runner. And yes, that's oxidative energy when you're running. However, when you decide to start doing interval sprints inside that run with your active recovery, as you're jogging and sprint, go back to jog, sprint, that right there is glycolytic energy stores being tapped into. Maybe you don't do any exercise, but maybe you're a mom. Maybe you're a grandmother or grandfather, and you are in care of a child, and you see that child going to go get into something. You're sitting down, minding your own business, expecting that child to mind his or her own business, but they get into something they're not supposed to. You pop up, sprint to that child, and then walk back. That's glycolytic energy usage as well. That's practical usage. Other examples are badminton, canoeing, hiking, swimming, hockey, etc. All glycolytic energy usage that comes from carbs. We all use this energy in some form or fashion. Now, how do we know how do we even start consuming carbs in a healthy, nutritious manner to max out their benefit? Because we know that diabetes, we know that there's heart disease, we know that there's cholesterol issues, we know there's all those things. When we are eating too much of a good thing, it becomes a bad thing, just like everything else in this world. So the first way to do this is to, one, get yourself a nutrition coach like me, who can help you figure out the exact amount you need for your body, your lifestyle, and your goals. Two, consider high quality carbs, such as vegetables. Green leafy vegetables are a great place to start. Oats, rice cakes, cereals, pastas, breads. Does everything have to be gluten-free? Not necessarily. And I will discuss the gluten-free and gluten issues at another time, but not necessarily does everybody have to be gluten-free. And three, the third thing you should do in order to figure out if this carb situation in yourself is, women specifically, consider saving your heaviest starch or carb, so rice or some kind of potato or some kind of pasta. Save that for dinner. Why? Because carbs make your insulin spike. Bad thing? No, not at nighttime, because guess what's going to happen? Your insulin spikes, cortisol goes down, so all that stress hormone goes down, and you sleep like a baby. Well, like the way we think a baby should sleep. But at the end of the day, you'll sleep so much better. So for more information, wanting to learn more, being taught more, know how to get this in for your own body, reach out. I'd love to chat. Have a good day.